Welcome back to another video. Hope you're all doing well. I've already done a video here. That would be the previous video, which I was going to do a comparison between my ground tent and the rooftop, but I ended up filming all of my camping stuff, the dinners, the campfire, all that stuff. So I decided to make it two separate videos. Let's get into this video. This isn't going to be a comparison as to which is better, really. I'm just showing you the difference between a ground tent and a rooftop tent and what to expect if you want to get into one of these. Obviously, this is more common. Rooftop tents are really starting to show up a lot more here in North America, around the world, other places. They've been around for years. I'm going to start my stopwatch and let's see how long it takes to set each of them up.
Hey, what do you say? This whole town could be red by the end of the day. If you feel alright, we can throw it and drive with the radio.
3 minutes. Now, mind you, I don't have any of the awnings flared out, but you get the point. I'm thinking right there is a good spot. Clock starts now.
Nothing to do. These days they come and go. Nothing to lose. I feel it in my soul. So let's let the good times roll. So let's let the good times roll. So let's let the good times roll.
5:47. That's without the vestibule or the fly. This thing is the bomb. Let's just go and take a look at what my ground tent has to offer and then what the difference is for this SMITTYBILT rooftop tent. This is the one we use most common. This is a Sierra Designs 4-person tent. The one thing I do like about a ground tent is you have the choice between 2-person, 3-person, 4-person, and really the size of the bag is not going to be significantly bigger to get actually more space. Especially if you're car camping, why not go with a bigger tent just to give you more space, more headroom, and then more floor space to put all of your gear, and especially if you're bringing dogs with you. Sitting on this double high mattress, you can see how much room that I have. You can almost stand up in here, which helps, especially when you're getting changed. The nice thing too with a ground tent is you're already at the ground, especially in the middle of the night when you have to go to the bathroom. I couldn't decide last night whether I wanted to sleep in the rooftop tent or if I wanted to sleep in here, because look at all of this room that I've got going on right here. So I've got a lot of room here on the floor. I could lay out my backpack with all my clothes, my gear, boots, some other stuff, and I even have enough room if I wanted to. I could hang things up to dry inside here if it was wet. That's the nice thing about these double high air mattress is I'm sitting, and especially when you're getting a little bit older, it's a lot easier to get up. Rooftop tent. This one is made by SMITTYBILT. I don't remember the model name or the model number. I'll have to look it up and I'll put it in the description at the end. This one I bought used 2 years ago. All four sides have this awning that are held up by these metal poles. You can unzip the fly as well if you want to have that open. The downfall being you can't take these awnings off, so it's always going to be covered, which I find makes it during the day a little bit darker on the inside. I haven't put this one up. I didn't need to have all four sides, but this one also opens up as well. Now, one of the benefits to having the fold-out rooftop tent is it gives me a covered area. So this is where my workspace is, my cooking space, on the tailgate. So I've got a covered space already. I can put a tarp out that gives me a bit of a canopy for shade or for the rain. And with this particular one, I just clip it right into these clips that are on the tent itself. It is not any wider than the truck itself. Originally, I had this opening out to the side, which would have been out to about here, but I changed it, which you can do by the rails that are underneath, how it's mounted. You just turn the rails around, because now I'm not taking up as much space if I'm on a narrow trail. I found it better to have it coming off of the back. Plus, it's giving me that covered area over the tailgate. These red little straps, these are little grab handles for when you're getting in or if you're getting out. You can hold on to these in case you have to go in the middle of the night and the ladder is slippery, so you have something to hold onto. For this setup, I just went with my single Thermarest air mattress. Got a sleeping bag, down blanket, so I just went with a single. Inside of here, we can fit a twin air mattress, and it goes right from the bars to the bars, and then it goes from the back end up to here, and you have about a foot of space from the air mattress to the end of the tent. When you have it set up with the double wide, then you don't have much space for your gear. You're gonna have to put your gear at the foot end or on the mattress. So that kind of is one limitation with this particular setup. You can't go any bigger. Where you can get a bigger tent if you want more space, this is what you get. The rain fly is completely separate. You can see up top, that's where I have the panel rolled up into the mesh, so that way I can have a lot of air flow. I have not pulled this fly off completely yet, but it can be done. There is a clip right here on the side, right over here. There's a clip right here on the side. When you unclip that, this bar comes out and you can actually fold this whole thing back. In this particular one, I have strung up right here an LED light strip, and in the corner is a pouch, and in that pouch I put in a little power pack. See, I've got this nice soft white LED light. Doesn't look too bright right now, but it's perfect at night because it lights up enough that you can see everything, but then it's not too bright that it's blasting into your eyes. There are some vents. That vent goes to the outside. There's one on either side. The only thing is you can't prop these vents out more, and you can't access anything from the inside because of the fabric is a rubberized coating on the inside. This tent does not breathe. Okay, in the winter or late fall, if you have this completely closed up to keep the cool breeze out and hopefully trap some heat, the condensation buildup in here is incredible. Like, everything will be soaked. What I've done recently is got a clip-on fan that will clip onto one of the bars, and what I'll do is I'll angle the fan so that it's facing this mesh port, and then hopefully that will be able to blow some of that condensation out. And I'll wait until later in the fall to try that out. It's okay in the summertime because I have all the panels open, so there's no issues with condensation. But that's something to keep in mind with these particular tents. They do not breathe when you have this thing zipped up. You can hang stuff up on the bar, which I have done. I'm gonna clip a fan onto here, so that works. All right, so height-wise, you can see I'm sitting on the air mattress. As soon as you start to put one of those regular air mattresses or a double high, which I don't even think would fit in here, you're gonna lose a lot of headroom. So just to give you an example, I've got maybe 8 to 10 inches of clearance above my head sitting upright. So let's talk about the setup of this tent, meaning not how to open it. That's pretty straightforward. It literally just pops up. But what's required to have one of these on your vehicle? It's about 150 pounds. This tent folded up sitting on the rack. So if you're going to do that and throw these on your factory roof rack, you want to make sure that it can hold the weight, especially if you're on bumpy terrain and at highway speeds. That's something to consider. What I've done with this one, now that we're into the pickup truck, rather than putting it up on the roof, because you can see the height of that, and of course for wind resistance, I decided to put it over top of the bed. I still have all of the space for my gear. It's pretty close to the roof line, so as far as aerodynamics, it's going to be much better. This is an aftermarket Thule rack. These run for about $1,000. I got this roof rack system used for $170. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just used. You can see the post, the rest of it goes down. And I can raise this roof rack up high enough that I could put my kayaks or canoe up and it'll clear the roof line. So for this purpose, I have it down all the way. Now this is sitting on the back of the truck. And this is how I leave it all the time. All right, let's take a second and talk about the cost. With a ground tent, first thing, I always recommend buying used. If you've seen some of my other videos, I've got a one-person marmot tent that I bought used, I think, for $80, and it's in great condition. So depending on the size of the tent, obviously, the quality, so when you get into some of the brand names like Sierra Designs, North Face, One Tigris, there's just so many out there. The price is going to go up, but you are getting a better quality product as far as the stitching goes, the water repellency, and the features that come with it, YKK zippers, better quality. So you can spend $100 on a new tent, but you can expect it not to last as long. So price range, anywhere used from $100 all the way up to $500, $600, $700, $800. You get into alpine tents, mountaineering tents and stuff. You spend $1,000 on a tent if you want to. Let's talk about the rooftop tent. This particular tent, this SMITTYBILT tent, and I forget the model number, so I will put it in. I'll look it up. I bought this used 2 years ago for, it was either $800 or $900. There are a bunch of them listed used on different sites, marketplace, Facebook marketplace. That's where we found this one. Kijiji as well, and whatever your local buy and sell site is. So if you can, try to find one of these used. Like I said, just make sure that it's functioning properly. The roof rack goes for about $1,000 new. I got it for under $200. So total tent and roof rack for this rooftop style, I got for $1,000. It was an investment, but this is our hobby. This is my passion. I mean, that's why I'm doing this YouTube channel. So for us, it was an investment, but we really do enjoy it. You can basically go anywhere. So I can pull up on a trail, pop it out, and as long as I've got room at the back of the truck to fold the ladder down, then there's no issues at all. So the versatility really is there. And the reason why we switched to the truck was because we needed more space with 2 dogs, all of our camping gear. It was not happening in the Jeep Wrangler. So there's a little breakdown of the difference between camping in a ground tent versus a rooftop tent and what to expect if you're looking at getting into one of these. Yeah, they look super cool, but there's a lot to consider when you're gonna make this decision, because it is a financial investment. You're spending quite a bit more money. I like being able to hop in the truck, hit the backcountry trails, and then doesn't matter where I'm at, I can literally park, pop the tent up, and I'm good to go. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next adventure.